I began the show by talking about what I want as a parent. I want my children to be safe and happy. It's the wish and the right of every parent. But when I look at what's happening in Gaza, I wonder, do we have the right to even hope anymore? Any war is a war against children. And children continue to be the silent victims of the two wars raging in our world. How did you and your children celebrate New Year's Eve? If you're in a safe corner of the world, the answer is predictable. Your evening would have ended with tucking in your children safely, wishing them good night, telling them to look forward to a new year. And this is Gaza. These are displaced Palestinians. They're trying to survive in a makeshift refugee camp. In the 12 weeks of war between Hamas and Israel, they have lost everything. The children are huddled around a fire. They have no reason to look forward to the new year. The other children from this family have been buried under rubble for more than 10 days.
We do not feel that there is a new year because of the intensity of the pain we live in. All days are the same. Our celebrations are not celebrations. When can we celebrate? When we check on our children who we left behind in the north, in Jabalia, and check on our people, about 80 people from the rest of our family who are still in the north. Then it will be a celebration.
Since the war began in Gaza, more than 5,300 children have reportedly been killed, nearly 9,000 injured. I mention Gaza for a reason, because 1 million young people under the age of 18 form nearly half the population in Gaza. There are few wars in history where children make up such a big portion of fatalities. You see, when that rocket falls, it knows no difference, no distinction between civilian and terrorist. Let's talk about Israel. Although Israel has not put a number on it, there were children and young adults among the 1,400 Israelis who were murdered by Hamas on October 7th. The visuals were heartbreaking. The sight of defenseless children peering through broken windows, playing around in rubble, bloodied and maimed, it's difficult to even speak of, let alone watch. But it's the brutal reality of today, one that we are quickly becoming desensitized to. It's not just Gaza. Children of war are everywhere. The violence in Ukraine, Yemen, Sudan, Myanmar, it has stripped children of their childhood, in some cases robbed them of a future. So who protects our children? Certainly not the UN Security Council. While the UN chief says security of civilians must be paramount, there is no clear updated resolution which protects the rights of children in this conflict. What we have is the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. It commands that children be protected in an armed conflict. But just look at what's happening in Gaza. Are children protected by any means? No. Here's what has happened. The same UN chief had to make a dire admission recently, that the Gaza Strip was the most dangerous place in the world to be a child. So I ask you, each time you see a maimed child on the news, each time you reshare that image on social media, each time you watch a steady stream of murder of children, is global outrage enough? Is the world so polarized that it has failed its very future, the children? This global outrage is nowhere near enough. The children of Gaza are crying for help. It is not enough to just feel their pain. They need food, shelter, electricity, healthcare. The UN's humanitarian relief funds of some $17.9 billion as of September last year will need to be nearly tripled to meet the needs. This is what experts say. And this war is not likely to end anytime soon. Israeli strikes in central Gaza killed at least 35 people on Sunday when the world was celebrating. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the war will continue for many more months. If and where this war is over, these children will need special care, grief counseling, because even if they survive the rockets and grenades, they'll have to live with the trauma for the rest of their life. So, for the parent in me, 2024 looks bleak because I shudder to think of the dystopian world that my children are growing up in. And as for the parents of the children of war, there is no new year. There is just the steady stream and the steady drumbeat of war, killing every hope of a new life. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.